Do not be surprised if shocking information is revealed to you under this dramatic Leo full moon on February 12th, 2025. Trust me, you won't be able to miss it, even if you tried. Hello, and welcome back, or welcome, to J. Kernifer Astrology. My name is Jenny, and I'll be your astrologer. The chart of the Leo full moon depicted here is set for Philadelphia, which is where I live and am based. Please adjust for your time and location. You can ignore the clock face and the houses, as those will be specific to the Philadelphia area and this Eastern Standard Time Zone, and focus instead on the planets themselves and the geometric patterns they're forming to one another. As a reminder, these are general predictive astrology videos. For a more detailed, personalized reading, be sure to check out the description box to see how you can get in touch with me to book a private reading. I offer private, personal natal chart readings and transit readings, where we overlay the planets where they currently are in time and interpret it based on the aspects they make to the placements that were in your natal chart. Availability is limited and on a first come, first served basis. I also offer one-to-one tarot session. This lunation peaks at 9:53 a.m. in the sunny Caribbean, where I wrote this report, 8:53 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, 7:53 Central Time, and 5:53 a.m. Pacific Standard Time, 1:53 Universal or UK time. I know you are tuning in from all over the world, so please adjust for your time and location. Either way, the lunation will be felt for 3 days before and 3 days after. Full moons occur when the sun is positioned directly opposite the moon in the sky. This is what allows the moon to reflect the light of the sun back to us. It is considered a 180-degree opposition, and with any opposition, conflict leads to evolution. They typically play out interpersonally in our one-to-one relationships. In this case, we have the sun in Aquarius versus the moon in Leo, with the energy peaking 24 degrees of their respective signs. Full moons are always climatic in that they bring revelation, closure, and completion. But this one is particularly disruptive, chaotic, and volatile. And this is due to its aspects to Mercury and Uranus, planet of sudden change and reversal. Full moons tend to bring completion, closure, revelation, and clarity because they shed light on something that we weren't aware of previously. Something that was hidden, kept secret, kept in the dark, or otherwise unconscious to us can now come into the light of consciousness, symbolized by the moon reflecting the light of the sun, symbolizing core consciousness. Uranus in Taurus is sending shock waves of information, and it's featured in a fixed T-square under this full Leo snow moon. Annually, the Leo full moon, which always falls during Aquarius season, as the Leo moon is positioned directly opposite the sun in Aquarius, is the time to find balance between your individual needs and the needs of the larger collective, group, or network that you're a part of. The goal is to find balance within all of your relationships. Themes for the full moon in Leo include releasing any surplus fire energy, especially pride, arrogance, selfishness, and aggression. Healthy self-esteem and confidence versus vanity, arrogance, and self-absorption. Drama, what's healthy and entertaining, the world is your stage after all, versus too much fire, drama in a negative way or overblown. Follow and feed your creative urges. Find that flow state and watch what happens. Use your creativity to channel your energy, especially in times of adversity. When you create something of value, you get value back. A friendship may be coming to an end at this time. Personally, my cutoff game is strong. If I detect the slightest off frequency, lack of empathy, judgment, unhealthy criticism versus feedback that's coming from a place of love, I'm out faster than you can shut the door. May your boundaries and standards be strong and your cutoff game even stronger. This full moon in Leo completes the Leo new moon from Sunday, August 4th, 2024. Under that Leo new moon 2024, the moon and the sun aligned in solar domicile, 12 degrees of the fixed fire sign, Leo, initiating a 6-month lunar cycle focused on self-expression, creativity, leadership, and self-reclamation that completes under the Leo full snow moon today. This full moon in Leo, today, February 12th, 2025, 24 degrees Leo, brings us all the way back to not only the 2024 Leo new moon, but also the Leo new moon of 2023, which occurred 23 degrees of Leo and coincided with the last Venus retrograde. We have a Venus retrograde coming up in a couple weeks. You got to get ready. This Venus retrograde was through Leo, and it occurred in July through September of 2023. Dream big, because even if you miss your target, your dreams will surpass your expectations and land among the stars. Let's talk a little bit more about the Sun in Aquarius versus the Moon in Leo. The Sun in Aquarius, with Mercury co-present in a tight conjunction, puts the spotlight of energy onto Aquarian themes, especially the groups and networks that we're a part of. It emphasizes a need for greater consciousness, integrity, autonomy, independence, and authenticity among the collective. Aquarius energy is amplified right now and will continue to be for the next 20 years due to Pluto in Aquarius. We also have Mercury featured in a tight conjunction to the Sun, newly reborn with great clarity, coming out of its cazimi, or rebirth, 21 and 22 degrees of Aquarius in the days preceding this Leo full snow moon, exacting on February 9th and 10th. I'll dig into Mercury cazimi a bit more in a few moments. The third decan of Aquarius, the final 10 degrees, is ruled traditionally by Saturn and modernly by Uranus, but it's also sub-ruled by the planet Venus. Is it any wonder that Valentine's Day falls into this third decan of Aquarius, and that people whose birthday fall around this time tend to be quite creative? This gives a strong Libra sub-flavor to its energy, and it puts an emphasis onto the shadow components of our closest relationships, as both Mars and Venus retrograde in the first half of 2025. The key word for the final 10 degrees of Aquarius is association. The constellation, Aquarius, the little horse, brother of Pegasus, companion to Perseus, slayer of Medusa, tied to Algol, Medusa's head, which we'll explore a little bit deeper later on. The little horse symbolizes loyalty and the harnessing of strength of character. The horse is actually a spirit totem or spirit animal for Libra energy and Venusian energy, this subplanetary ruler for the final decan of Aquarius, familiar to those with birthdays falling between February 9th and February 18th.
Don't make room for me, I gotta come through.
Aquarius is a serious, intellectual, humanitarian, fixed air sign. Its energy can be captured by the Seven of Swords, the Lord of Futility, affecting necessary change for a better, more collaborative future. Now the Moon in Leo, specifically the third and final decan of Leo, which is ruled by the Sun and sub-ruled by Mars. The key word for the final 10 degrees of Leo is creativity, and the constellation associated with it is Hydra. Hydra is the water serpent, and 2025 is the year of the snake, specifically the wood snake. This symbolizes activism, clarity, and creative mental energy. The constellation Hydra, the water snake, is found in the sky right next to the lion, and it has a similar central theme. I'll dive into both. Leo represents the raw lust for power, while Hydra represents the essential image of desire itself. It's a many-headed monster exhaling clouds of poison. This shows the true nature of our attachment to material possessions and to matter. It reveals desire in its shocking naked form. The Hydra is difficult to beat because as soon as you chop off one head, another grows in its place. This is symbolic in our never-ending pursuit of material possessions as an illusion on the road to happiness. As soon as one desire is fulfilled, it's immediately replaced by the desire for something else. It is Hercules, man in its divine essence, and the heroic conqueror of the internal beast of desire. Once our value system has been aligned with our character, something that we call integrity, cutting off its many heads one by one simply doesn't work. The only way to stop the heads from reappearing is to cleanse the wounds with fire, representing our internal spiritual battle. The last immortal head must be pulled off with the bare hands and buried under a stone, as Hercules demonstrates in the myth. Some core of desire within man cannot be extinguished, but can instead be controlled and tempered by the heavy immovable weight of a stone, representing things like the 10 Commandments. The star Alphard, aka Alpha Hydra, is the Hydra's heart. It is the only star located in Hydra known to play a major role in astrology, which is why we're focusing on it. It understandably indicates a lack of self-discipline and perverted morals that may lead to wisdom through experience once one gains consciousness. If only the Hydra can be defeated. Often there is a sharp insight into the psychology of desire, bringing a good judge of character and at the same time an ability to manipulate others when this power is misused. Often you will see Alpha Hydra, Alphard, featured in the charts of politicians. The serpent, or Hydra's heart, is located 27 to 28 degrees of Leo, and it can signify poisoning, contamination, drug overdose. With the full moon conjoined here, it indicates this is impacting the collective. I would be on the lookout for another health crisis. I would look out for contaminants in water supplies, chemicals in food, ingredients, toxins, etc. that may be affecting the health in some negative way. The theme includes conscious radical sacrifice of strong yearnings, an internal battle against desire, and sharp insight into the psychology of desire and the ability to manipulate this knowledge, potentially misusing it, leading to accruing negative karma. This decan of Leo is ruled by the sun. Its sub-ruler is Mars, so the aggressive planet of war, Mars, combines with Leo's solar power, magnifying our willpower, especially magnified considering Mars is still retrograde and out of bounds. Extra wild. We'll talk about that a bit more later on. We'll also explore the fixed stars involved in Mars's transit through the crab and the early degrees of Leo during this long retrograde cycle. But most notably, the crab was sent by Juno, which will come up again later. So this third final decan of Leo, familiar to those with birthdays from August 13th to August 22nd, has a strong Aries subflavor to its energy. Leo, as a fixed fire sign, is connected to leadership and royalty. It's one of the signs that's most connected to personal sovereignty, aside from Aries, the fire sign preceding it. Leo is symbolized by the lion, king of the animal kingdom, and connected to fixed royal star Regulus. Before we dive into Regulus, I'd like to talk a little bit more about the Leo constellation. The lion is the fierce beast representing a merciless ambition and fanatical lust for power. It wants to be king. It wants to be number one, sometimes at all costs. It is Hercules, again, the hero, man as he is supposed to be in his divine form, who kills the monster, stripping off its skin and wearing it on his shoulders. This is to indicate that we can make use of our ambitious power and decisiveness instead of the other way around. When we remain unconscious, the energy can use us instead of us using the energy. If we remain unconscious, it can lead to a life of difficulties, as the lion's raw ambition is binding, not giving way to temperance. Leo is a fixed or set sign, after all. All the stars in the lion, Alganuba in the mouth, 29 degrees Leo, Adhafara in the mane, 27.5 degrees Leo, Aljaba on the forehead, 28 degrees Leo, Regulus in the heart of the lion, 0 degrees Virgo, Zosma on the back of the lion, 12 degrees Virgo, and Denabola, 22 degrees Virgo, on the tail, have unpleasant effects. Although things will become much better if the raw, boundless ambition is channeled and consciously sacrificed and tempered. If you follow Hercules' lead, slay the inner beast within, or the lion, and redirect that power. This is why the lion is depicted on the strength card here in tarot, and the number 8, and has ties back to Leo energy. Adhafara and Algiba are so close to Regulus, they're often considered together. Regulus is the heart of the lion, and it's best known as one of the most powerful royal stars, one that leads to the throne. It gives the potential for great success, but also danger of a dramatic fall from grace, and this is through blind, fanatical ambition. Regulus translates from little king, and is also the name of a Roman general who, out of stubbornness and for far too long, pursued a battle with Carthage. In the end, he was cruelly executed by his opponents. His life ended while he was chained under a scorching desert sun, and the imagery of a scorching desert will come up again in the Sabian symbolism for this full moon, so stay tuned as we explore the spirit totem of the camel. Regulus was chained under the scorching desert sun and became the victim of what he wanted to be for others. We can see mirrors of this in modern society with celebrities who have become enslaved to the limelight, to the need for external validation from others. I'm thinking of Britney Spears and Bam Margera's conservatory cases, and how much of their soul they had to sacrifice for fame, publicity, and wealth. Let it be a warning that personal placements, in this case the moon, on Regulus may give a position of great power, or the potential for a position of great power, But if you fail to sacrifice raw ambition, there is a high probability of a dramatic downfall. Themes include sacrifice, blind destructive lust for power, ambition, and material success, serving the collective or greater humanity with a purpose greater than the needs of the ego. Honesty, courage, high standards, and integrity are integral components of Leo energy because with great talent and potential comes great responsibility. You will notice that these talents and gifts can be taken away from us as easily as they are granted, and this happens when the focus becomes too heavy on ego-based sources like external validation and materialism, instead of focusing on how our gifts can contribute to the greater good. Leo is ruled by the sun, and it's all about letting your own light shine in an open-hearted, heart-centered, confident, and creative way. This is about knowing who you are and shining your light in a way that inspires and uplifts those around you. It takes courage to be a lion, because in fearlessly shining our own light, we enable others to do the same. However, when solar power becomes overblown or inflated, it can manifest as overconfidence, arrogance, pride, vanity, and self-absorption. Let's dig in a little bit more into the moon in Leo. Leo is about the individual, the sun representing our core consciousness, and the sun ruling Leo. Moon in Leo versus sun in Aquarius, the individual versus the collective. Are you a sheep blindly following the herd, or a wolf bravely leading the pack? The choice is yours. We have a tug-of-war tension dynamic building concerning what's best for the individual versus what's best for the group, the networks and groups that we're a part of. The corporations, the masses, the governments, for groups of people. Something may erupt in a dramatic or explosive way. Sudden innovations at this time can lead to dramatic situations and scenarios. Ultimately, we'll all be pushed to break from the status quo as the old falls away and makes room for the new. Leo is the artist, the creative, the performer, the leader, the parent, the child, the lover. It can be dramatic. Leo energy is strong in performers. Just look at the Six of Wands tarot card here. So a little drama can be a good thing. It's entertaining and it keeps things interesting. But it can also be prideful, egotistical, arrogant, bombastic, and overly self-centered or loud. In dark times, you're reminded to always bring your own sunshine. Leo rule number 1, do not alter your core energy frequency for anything or anybody, but especially not to make others more comfortable in their shadow. It is their shadow, and it remains their shadow so long as you do not absorb it. You are reminded that royalty, ruled by Leo energy, does not step down from the throne to address its subjects. Similarly, always wear your invisible crown and hold your head high with the confidence of a fire sign. A Leo, much like the lion that represents it, is not lazy, but instead incredibly adept at knowing precisely when to turn its energy on and off. Leo full moons and Leo moons are all about self-expression and heart-centered parenting or leadership. The Leo full moon featuring a tight square to Uranus, self-expression versus sudden change. When we create something of value, we get value back. When we create something, when we express ourselves, or even act out in some way, it can have a dramatic effect on those around us, hence the term influencers. Our resources, our stability, and our overall confidence or self-esteem can be affected. The moon in Leo brings an urge to shine bright like a diamond, and it may be clashing with the innovation and change spotlighted by the sun conjoined with Mercury and the square to Uranus. Leo rules the heart or fourth chakra and is therefore all about heart and soul. I used to love playing heart and soul on the piano when I was a little girl. It's about our creativity and healthy emotional expression. The arts are a fantastic and healthy medium for channeling emotions, especially intense ones. It's about losing yourself in a flow state of creation. Often these creations can lead to personal wealth because they've touched the hearts and souls of the masses. Leo and Pisces are two of the most creative signs in the zodiac, and both are activated under this full moon, as we approach Pisces season 2025. This is the first Pisces season to feature the North Node of Fate and Destiny in Pisces since 2006 and 2007, when the North Node of Fate and Destiny last swam through the mutable water sign of the Fishes. Thank you for watching. If you're still with me, you're a real one. Drop your current most used emoji in the comments. If you took anything away from this video, we ask that you like, comment, share the content, and subscribe. If you enjoyed this video, we know that you'll enjoy the full playlist and this additional video. Thank you so much, love you, and see you soon.